Hello, it's Susan Duclos with All News Pipeline. It is April 1st, 2017, and no, this is not an April Fool's joke. What we're looking at is the website for the United States Department of Justice. That is www.justice.gov. This was released on Wednesday, March 29th, 2017. State Department employee was arrested and charged with concealing extensive contacts with foreign agents. A federal complaint was unsealed today charging Candace Marie Claiborne, 60, of Washington, D.C., and an employee of the U.S. State Department of State with obstructing an official proceeding and making false statements to the FBI, both felony offenses. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. All these links will be in the article associated with this video, which will be put into the description once it's published. The important part here is that Candace Marie Claiborne is a United States State Department employee who possesses a top secret security clearance and allegedly failed to report her contacts with Chinese foreign intelligence agents who provided her with thousands of dollars of gifts and benefits. She used her position and her access to sensitive diplomatic data for personal profit. Pursuing those who imperil our national security for personal gain will remain a key priority of the National Security Division. Now, she's being charged here with obstructing an official proceeding and making false statements in connection with her alleged concealment and failure to report her improper connections to foreign contacts, along with the tens of thousands of dollars in gifts and benefits they provided. Basically, she gave information to the Chinese, top secret, classified information to the Chinese. And what that information was. Now, you'll notice that there's not a lot in the mainstream media about this, and if it is, it's been downplayed or buried. But we did find a couple things. So let's take a look at the actual complaint. This is the complaint over at Scribd. Somebody uploaded it, for easy access. I'll have this embedded in the article as well. It's 59 pages, so I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but you can click the link of the article and I will have it either embedded or linked there. The complainant in this case state that the following is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. The dates that she was, what does it say? Falsifying, concealing, or covering up by trick or scheme or device a material fact or making false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representation and conspiring to corruptly obstruct, influence, or impede an official proceeding. In other words, they were investigating her for the information that she was giving to the Chinese, and she also tried to obstruct that investigation. And those dates are 10/1/2014 through 8/24/2016. Now, if we go over to the Reuters article on this, we will see the following. U.S. State Department employee with access to sensitive information was accused of failing to report contacts with Chinese foreign intelligence agents who provided her with gifts in exchange for diplomatic and economic information. And it says here that the complaint says Claiborne was given tens of thousands of dollars in gifts and wires transfer by Chinese agents beginning in 2011 in exchange for information about U.S. economic policy in relation to China and other diplomatic matters. This is what you call draining the swamp, ladies and gentlemen. I understand a lot of people think the swamp means, the wealthy, big business, lobbyists, oh, get them out of Washington. No. In my mind, at least, my interpretation is the swamp equals corruption, getting the corrupt out. And that's what's happening. But what is the mainstream media focusing on? Russia! If it doesn't include something about Russia, they downplay it or they bury it, deep down where barely anybody can pay any attention to it. If it doesn't implicate Trump in something nefarious, They really don't care about it. So, what you have here is part of the drain, the swamp being drained. Another swamp monster is going down. And this is how he has to do it, one at a time. It, for decades, we've had people, according to this article, this woman's been in a position of authority since 1999, I believe they said. Let me take a look. Let's see if we can find that. There we go. Claiborne has worked at the State Department since 1999, during which she served in a number of overseas posts, including embassies and consulates in Iraq, Sudan, and China. So now they're saying the charges altogether will carry a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison for obstruction of justice and 5 years in prison for making false statements to the FBI. And that does not even include the actual information she handed over to the Chinese and whatever charges are associated with using her position with top security clearance to give information to the Chinese. We're just talking about the obstruction charges here. So, why haven't you heard of it if you haven't? If you have heard of it, where'd you see it? And how far down was it buried in that paper or news source? These are the kinds of things that, if it was somebody in the Trump administration, say 2, 3 years down the line, this would be all over the place. Every newspaper would be focusing on it for months ad nauseum. So, this is a pretty important one because, once again, we're draining the swamp. Thank you.